Yeah, definitely. I'm curious. I think this is a nice segue because now you have all the tools and strategies of of the things that you've learned either from life or from positive psychology training. But I'm curious. I like to go back to because before this
Yeah.
session, I was researching about how you came up, and you started with Miss Singapore Universe, and I remember in the article, it said that you succumb to the pressure of being super thin or wanting to look good. It feels like the elephant in the room, right? I mean, in terms of your line of work as an entertainer and stuff.
Yeah.
That I mean, how did you see that pressure then, and how do you look at stuff like that now? Because I assume you kind of experience the same thing every now and again.
Oh, of course. And yeah, there is it's a huge elephant in the room because it's so much a part, unfortunately, of this industry, right? That you
Yeah.
you need to look good. And it's just anyone who tells you that you don't is lying, honestly, right? Because it's a visual medium and it's just part of it. So then, I mean, the thing is, I've always naturally been slim, but there was this pressure to be ultra thin,
Yeah.
right, leading up to the pageant. And it's like there's a segment where you're in swimwear, and then no girl wants like to have a poochie belly like sticking out, right? So then
Yeah.
there was this like, I've always been lucky. I guess I've been active in sports my whole life. I've played competitive sport, so I've never worried about my weight or looking thinner. But then, like 1 week before the pageant, when we used to hang out, we had to hang out a lot that period because we had trainings and rehearsals, and everyone was like eating very little. Like, I'm like literally talking about like a punnet of strawberries kind of little, like the whole day. Yeah.
Really?
And then the thing is, I don't even eat fruit and vegetables, which is a separate topic on its own.
Still, or do you eat them?
No,
Wow.
not really.
How do you look so healthy then? I mean, without eating fruit and vegetables.
I wouldn't advocate it, but I eat some fruit, but I don't like vegetables. So it's just, I watch everyone eat like either a salad or like a whole bunch of strawberries, and that would be their meal for the day. And I was like, I need to try this cutting out carbs thing, because everyone's like, if you cut out carbs, you will lose it very fast. So I was like, okay. It's just a week. You can do it for a week, Jade. Come on. It's like training for competition. I was like, okay, fine. And so I tried it, and it was just a week. That quote was given just on the back of like having tried this for a week, and I was miserable. I don't know how people can cut out carbs, but carbs are like such a happy food. I'm not saying that you should eat like overdose on it, but I think that it's horrible, honestly. So what it taught me is like it's horrible to deprive yourself of carbs. At least for me, or deprive yourself of something that you love. I think you can cut down. I think you can eat things in moderation, but it was horrible, right? And then the other thing was, it was horrible because you're sacrificing all that. And then I'm like, am I getting thinner? Am I getting thinner? And the thing is, I was already so thin, right? How much thinner could I get, So I mean, I guess because I tend towards being thin, I did drop weight really fast, like 2-3 kg just in that 1 week.
Oh, wow,
and then it was
significant.
Yeah, it is like, I mean, I think I'm just used to feeding my body a lot, so like cutting out like that was really quite significant, but it was just not worth it. And which is why, like, to this day, I don't believe in dieting. I do have friends who ask me like, how do you stay slim at our age? I'm not exactly spring chicken, right? They're like, at our age, like, it's not so easy to maintain being slim. I say, yeah, it's true. I mean, that is true, but I really feel like everything in moderation, now, and I eat whatever I want, whenever I want. There are some things that I try not to eat too much of. Like I hardly eat fast food, for example. But if I want, I will eat. I love Jollibee. But I will. I just don't eat it every day. I try to I don't really eat a lot of dessert, for example. But again, I will have a cake because I like chocolate cake. And then if I do, then if I can't finish it, then I'll ask someone to share it with me. But I just think that it's just no fun living life, like cutting out whole food groups. And keeping to a strict diet. Firstly, because I'm a highly social creature. How do you go out and eat out if you have all these rules?
Exactly.
Secondly, food is a pleasure in life. And then you're denying yourself like a huge pleasure. So I mean, that's how I feel now. And the difference is the joy of being older is you're just a lot more confident. And I've realized that, I mean, especially as I get older, there will always be people who are younger, prettier. I mean, it's a fact of life, right? Yeah. And there's no point competing with that. Like every time you see a fresh new face, you're like, oh my gosh. And then you like, oh, I'm so old, I'm so ugly, I'm not as pretty, I'm not as thin. There is really no joy in that at all. So again, I think the sooner you can accept that there will always be someone younger, prettier, slimmer, fitter, You know, whatever it is that you think is positive, there'll always be someone who is better, right? Better. And once you can accept that first part, then you can accept the second part, which is, I'm pretty good myself. And then, you know, that I have things that other people don't have. And by that, you would live a lot happier life. And like I said, I eat whatever I want.
Yeah.
Mostly, and then it's just balancing out with working out. So if you're active, you eat more. If you're not so active, you eat less. That's generally how I feel. And oh my gosh, like, I cannot imagine doing that 1 week ever again.
I know it's such a struggle, but I think there's something you said that really hit the nail. I think, but I'm also curious on your thoughts. Do you think self-acceptance comes with age? Because it's only like in the recent few years that I've been comfortable with, like, you know, my acne scars and stuff like that. But when I was younger, I was like, oh my God, this is the worst. But now I'm like, yeah, who gives a shit, you know? But
Yeah.
so I'm curious, do you think it really comes with age, or I don't know?
I think age helps. I can totally relate to acne scars. I know you can't see them now, but I had a really bad bout of acne when I was a teen. And actually, it's something that I've struggled with all my life. Even though now, my goodness, in my 30s, I still have to deal with adult acne. You know, bouts of it.
I really don't see it, Jade. I don't know. I feel like it's a lie.
We're in a good skin phase now.
Okay.
But I mean, in all honesty, right? I'm not just saying that. It's something that I struggle with, and I actually made a video about it semi-recently during the circuit breaker. Okay. You know, and it's been something that I've been so sensitive about. Even, like I said, now in my 30s, talking about it now actually makes me I'm still a little uncomfortable, right? But I'm a lot more comfortable than I was talking about it then. I used to get teased about it because I had like acne and stuff like that, and I think part of it does happily come with age. Hey, some good things have to come with aging, okay?
Yeah,
right?
I mean.
And I think a sense of self-assuredness, and actually, even if it's not so profound, just a sense that like, actually I don't really give a shit anymore. Yeah. Really? So you just don't really care as much. That helps, and that comes with age. But the other part is, I think people like you and myself, like, we've done some work on ourselves to in our mind, you know, and I think all that helps with the self-love process. It really does. Like, I really think that I'm still a huge work in progress when it comes to self-love still, but there is a huge difference and a huge increase in terms of level of acceptance. And good for you, because I feel like that's probably what's happened with you as well. You know, because you kind of know that at this point you have people who love you because of you. And yeah, acne scars, not the most fun thing at all, right? But, you know, no one is perfect, and it's just part of it, lor. You know, I think we just don't focus on these things as much as you get older. You focus on the things that you're good at.
Yeah.
And
sorry.
So I think what drew me to positive psychology is that a huge part of it is that, right? Psychology, the conventional psychology, focuses on the problems and how to fix it. And that's really important, right? Especially like if you said like you suffer from clinical depression before, you kind of need to fix that first. But positive psychology focuses on the good stuff and ways to enhance it, right? So I think maybe part of it for you, like, you've realized that you're really good at certain things, and you focus on that, and then so all the things that you're not so good at, or like the scars and stuff, just don't matter as much. I think for me, it's a lot of it is to do with that. Like, I just stop focusing on the stuff that I'm not that good at, like acting maybe, right? And I focus on the stuff that I am good at, and then that kind of reminds me that, I mean, I have things that other people don't have. And so the small things that, like scars and stuff, don't mean as much anymore.